Welcome to Breakfast with Bob from the Challenge Championship. We're brought to you by Master Spas, Hyperice, Form Smart Swim Goggles, UCAN, HOKA, One, Clash USA, and the Challenged Athletes Foundation. The Collins Cup grip. I was thinking about this. I'm with six-time Ironman World Champion Mark Allen, a 1995 Ironman World Champion Karen Smyers. They won the same year. That was very, very cool. I was thinking that you were there at Avignon the first time there was a world championship, and I wonder if there's if this feels a little bit like that, because I think this is pretty historic.
The thing that really feels similar is that you're bringing together top athletes in a very different format than anybody's been brought together before.
Yeah.
To have head-to-head, three-person matchups.
Yes.
And you're racing for your country, which also was similar in ITU World Championship. Obviously, that was actually the only race that I ever did in my career where I was racing for my country.
Right.
And so, when we got up on stage and, the flags go up and the national anthem, I mean, the Olympians get that all the time. So they're probably like, oh, I'm another gold medal, on the national anthem. But for me, that was the one time in my career that happened. And so anyway, with a different format, with really just this culling of the crowd, the herd, to get the cream of the crop to come here, it's a pretty exciting step in the professional field for triathlon.
Yeah, and the other side of it is, I think, the fact that you guys had enough we've all been approached by people with a first-time thing. Hey, I'm doing this first-time thing. I'd really like you there. And deep down, you're going, does my credibility take a hit if this thing's a bomb, right? And, we've all been there. And you guys took that leap. And they said, we want you to be captains for this. And Charles Adam's been talking about this for 5 years. And who knew if it was really going to happen? But everybody invested. You guys have invested time and effort and belief in his vision. Mm-hmm. And to see it come to fruition, how special is it?
Yeah, I was in Avignon as well. I had the unfortunate experience of finishing fourth when it was like an Olympic type thing, which I was thrilled with fourth, but then, at the awards, they only called up the top three for the main
medals,
award.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute.
What the hell?
But I remember after Avignon being in a room with all the organizers and, people from USA Triathlon, people from ITU, and just the feeling like we balled it off and this was great and it's the start of something big. And I feel that same thing from the organization here, that everybody is just sort of feeling like we've done this together, and look how it's coming, and look how awesome it looks, and look at these athletes, So the excitement to me feels a lot the same.
And I like the fact that they named it the Collins Cup, because they wanted to bring that history, and John and Judy, creating something that has meant so much to all of us. And the fact that you guys are involved, and it's this, I'm going to say older, the more mature generation of people who have been there for a long time. And then these, you've got Taylor Nibb, who's 23 years old and is going, I think I'm just going to ride my road bike. So you've got this younger generation mixing in and learning from you guys and getting a feel of what this sport's about. And I think the most important thing is they see how much you love it, right? They see how much you love this sport, which I think validates why they do it. So just talk a little bit about just spending time with this team.
Yeah, and you can say we're the older generation, because we are. I could be some of these athletes' grandparent. How you doing today? I hope you race well. But at the place where I got really excited was at the opening ceremony last night. Yes. Because, the team captains are athletes who have, in the past, set standards for everybody else to follow. And we were honored by what we did to then lead our teams, our respective regions. And so when we spoke last night, and then the athletes get up in their matchings, and we could see the excitement in their eyes, I'm like, this is going to be something super, super exciting, we have never seen before.
Yeah, and I love when we look at our list of matchups. It's funny. I was talking with I was talking to all three, Katrina Matthews and Carrie Lester and Jocelyn McCauley today, and all of them were like, I don't know how they did it, but basically we're all sort of the same, right? This is we've raced each other, we know each other, and we're all three of us are going to run good marathons we are all good marathoners at the end of an Ironman, and the same thing with each and every one of these matchups is so good. How much preparation was there to think, okay, he's going to pick Norman and Natasha are going to pick this person. We've got to be ready to respond to it.
Well, we kind of had an idea that we wanted to match strength with strength. That was sort of a philosophy we had going in, because there was some talk about whether you should give away a race to like Daniela Reef is going to kill everyone, so why don't we just put our weakest athlete against her and take the hit? 6 minutes, so what? And but we're like, no, why should we concede anything? There's everybody is beatable. And so we decided to just sort of think, okay, who do we have the best chance of kind of matching people strength against strength? And so, when they put up a good runner like, Annie Haug, then we're like, well, Jackie Herring's a good runner, and like, let's see them go for it, So I think there was a little bit of, let's try and, because it's also, if you have someone that's a super good swimmer and gets a huge lead on our athlete, then sometimes there's a feeling like, are they ever going to get back in the race?
Right.
And so you didn't want to, have a mismatch like that. And it also probably isn't as exciting to watch. So, having someone that would be in the race most of the time was definitely in our strategy.
And with a Lucy Charles Barkley,
well, it's hard to find someone that can swim with her.
Nobody can swim with her, but Katie can certainly come close.
Yeah, for sure.
Katie's in the ballpark, and Paula Finley is for the international team. The matchup that everybody is talking about is Sebastian Kienle, Lionel Sanders, Andrew Starkowitz, just because it is, who was I just talking to? I was talking to somebody, they're like, they're all just going to try to win the bike ride and then leave. They're not even going to do the run. They're going to quit right there, walk to the finish line and say, yeah, I win.
For those three, whichever one comes off the bike first is going to feel like, I won, I beat you guys. And, that's why when I saw the first two guys who were picked, I thought, this is where Andrew Starkowitz goes. Because he's ballistic on the bike, and in his own mind, he's like, those guys don't even know how to ride. I'm going to show them how to ride. So it's like, I love it, And to be honest, like Karen said, we had to go with one of two philosophies. You give away your worst people to their best people, or you match your best with their best, so that not only is it a good race, but also maybe somebody who's developing, this is the place where they make that breakthrough.
Right.
Where they go, okay, our captains said, I got what it take. I got what it's going to take to, beat Jan Frodeno. Okay, well, here I go.
And Taylor Knibb going, oh, that shouldn't be a problem. It's like Daniela Reef. She probably doesn't know who she is.
Yeah, exactly.
She's been doing ITU stuff.
Yeah.
She has no idea. And I'm
no
just
preconceived,
my
notions.
road bike is good. But it's funny that everybody I interviewed, and Jeannie Metzler trains in Boulder with
Taylor.
Taylor, and she's like, listen, it's a road bike, but she's been set up on that road bike, and she's got little bars, and she got away in Boulder. And Emma Pellant-Brown was, before the race, they were saying, all the other girls were saying, she's on a road bike. You don't have to worry about her. And she's going, oh my God, where is she? She's like over the hill. So she's not going to be intimidated at all. She doesn't know who these people are, right? That's what makes this so much fun. I think it'd be so cool. Any other matchups that you're looking at and going, this is going to be knockdown, drag out? Actually, one other that I see is these guys, Joe Skipper, Jackson Laundrie, and Justin Metzler, have all raced each other like a bunch. And they've had knockdown dragouts with each one of them winning at different times. So it could come down to that last race.
Well, that's what Karen and I and a lot of the athletes have been talking about, is that if things are close, people kind of might look at that last matchup and go, well, there's not a Jan or a Daniela or whoever, but it might be that those three determine the entire rankings at the end of the day, and so you can't discount any of the matchups, and that's why we're
every match means as much as the other.
Sam Appleton and I were talking about. He says this is sort of our mini version of Survivor, because basically there's going to be some deals going on out there. There's no reason that Jan and I can't work together on the swim, because the more time we get on Sam Long, the more that even if I get second I can take some minutes out of him, right? It's like, so there could be some deals happening and people working together. It could be really fun.
We have the deepest pockets, though. So.
So we're America. Come on now. We can pay off better than anybody. I like that. Anyways, this is, it's been an amazing week so far. We haven't even raced yet. Right?
Yeah.
It's been so much fun.
A lot of anticipation building.
Well, that's the cool part is you got rivalries, and the media that's surrounding this event right now is just off the hook. I don't think I've ever seen. Every day we're getting new press release from CBS Canada is covering it, and the Fox is covering it, and all these different networks around the world. I don't know if a triathlon has ever gotten this much coverage besides maybe an Olympic triathlon. It's going to be pretty nuts. So appreciate you guys for what you're doing, being captains and believing, right? Believing in Charles Adamo's vision and Sam's vision of taking care of these athletes. Imagine back in the day if you had the PTO and the PTO was paying you at the end of the season based on your performance for the year. And the year's been shut down, so we'll just pay you for what you got last year. Oh my God, it would have been pretty amazing.
Or maternity leave, getting
Yes.
paid.
Yeah,
That would have been a
huge.
game changer for me.
Yeah, and I was talking. The Messlers were saying, there was a point they had like negative $2,000 in the bank, and didn't know how they were going to make it, and the PTO basically saved them. So
Yeah.
really going to be fun. Thanks you guys for taking time and being captains. And this is going to be a very special week and a very special day.
Well, thanks for having your show here, because that legitimizes it too.
Oh, absolutely. Otherwise, it would be nothing. I agree. Exactly.
Wherever Breakfast with Bob is,
That's
that's where the action is.
Yeah, that's where the bacon and the sausages are. That's where it goes. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. That is a wrap for day 3 of Breakfast with Bob from the Challenge Championship and from the Collins Cup. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.